Shockwaves spread across the Middle East after Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps released a dramatic statement announcing a new phase of its military operation targeting American positions across the Gulf. According to the statement, the latest wave of strikes involved a coordinated barrage of next-generation missiles and drones aimed at key U.S. military installations in the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait. Iranian commanders declared that the operation had inflicted heavy damage on critical military infrastructure, including radar systems, aircraft facilities, fuel depots, and operational runways used by U.S. forces. The announcement quickly drew global attention because the bases mentioned in the statement, Al Dhafra Air Base in the UAE and Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait, are among the most strategically important U.S. military facilities in the region. These installations serve as major hubs for surveillance missions, reconnaissance aircraft, and operational deployments across the Middle East. If the claims made by the IRGC are accurate, the strikes could represent one of the most significant escalations in the ongoing confrontation. Before we dive deeper into how these strikes reportedly unfolded, what exactly Iran claims was destroyed, and why these particular bases were targeted, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the latest dramatic geopolitical developments shaping the world. According to the statement carried by Iran's state news agency, the operation was carried out as part of a larger campaign involving coordinated missile and drone attacks. Iranian officials described the strikes as precise and carefully planned, saying that their forces targeted facilities that played a direct role in American reconnaissance and operational activities in the region. One of the primary targets identified by the IRGC was Al Dhafra Air Base in the United Arab Emirates. Located near Abu Dhabi, this base has long served as a critical operational center for U.S. and allied air forces. The installation hosts advanced aircraft, surveillance systems, and drone operations that support missions across the Middle East. Iranian officials claim that precision missiles and drones struck key sections of the base during the operation. According to their statement, one of the most significant targets destroyed in the strike was an advanced early warning radar system. Such radar systems are crucial for detecting incoming missiles and monitoring airspace across vast distances. They provide military commanders with critical information about potential threats and allow defensive systems to respond quickly. Iranian officials claimed that by destroying the radar installation, their forces had disrupted an important component of the U.S. military's surveillance network in the region. The statement also claimed that hangars used to maintain MQ-9 drone aircraft were struck during the attack. The MQ-9 Reaper drone is widely known for its ability to conduct long-duration surveillance missions and precision strike operations. These drones can remain airborne for extended periods, gathering intelligence and monitoring activities across large areas. According to the IRGC's announcement, the hangars that housed these drones were damaged or destroyed in the strike. Iranian officials further claim that facilities connected to high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft were also targeted during the attack. In particular, they mentioned installations associated with the U-2 reconnaissance platform. The U-2 aircraft has been one of the most recognizable intelligence-gathering aircraft in modern military history. Designed to fly at extremely high altitudes, it is capable of collecting detailed imagery and signals intelligence across vast territories. If such facilities were indeed damaged, it could potentially affect surveillance operations linked to the base. But Al Dhafra Air Base was not the only target mentioned in the IRGC statement. The announcement also described heavy missile strikes against another major American installation, the Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait. Located in northern Kuwait, this base serves as a key logistical and operational hub for U.S. military forces in the region. Aircraft operating from the base support surveillance missions, troop transport operations, and strategic deployments. According to the IRGC statement, cruise missiles and ballistic missiles were used during the strike on Ali Al Salem. Iranian officials claimed that the attacks damaged several critical components of the base's infrastructure. One of the main targets mentioned in the statement was the base's radar systems. Radar installations play a central role in modern military operations. They allow commanders to monitor airspace, detect incoming threats, and coordinate defensive responses. The IRGC claimed that these radar systems were successfully struck during the missile barrage. The statement also claimed that fuel storage facilities used to supply aircraft at the base were damaged in the attack. Fuel depots are among the most vital logistical assets at any airbase. They store large quantities of aviation fuel required to keep aircraft operational. If such facilities are damaged, it can potentially disrupt flight operations and complicate logistical planning. In addition to the radar systems and fuel depots, the IRGC also claimed that 2 runways used by U.S. aircraft at the base were damaged. Runways are the lifeline of any airbase. Without operational runways, aircraft cannot take off or land effectively. Damage to runways can temporarily limit or halt flight operations until repairs are completed. According to Iranian officials, the strikes on Ali al-Salem Air Base were intended to demonstrate the reach and effectiveness of their missile forces. They described the operation as part of a larger strategy aimed at targeting military infrastructure connected to American operations in the region. The broader context of the strikes is closely tied to the escalating confrontation between Iran and the United States and its allies. Over the past several days, tensions across the Middle East have intensified dramatically. Missile launches, drone attacks, and military operations have been reported across multiple countries, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty and concern. In this environment, military installations across the region have become potential targets. Bases such as Al-Dhafra and Ali al-Salem play critical roles in American military operations. They host aircraft, surveillance systems, and logistical facilities that support missions across the region. For this reason, they represent high-value strategic targets. Iranian officials emphasized that the strikes were carried out using new-generation missile systems and drone technology. Advances in missile and drone capabilities have significantly changed the dynamics of modern warfare. Missiles can travel long distances at high speeds, while drones can carry out surveillance and precision strikes. Combining these systems in coordinated attacks allows military planners to target multiple locations simultaneously. According to the IRGC, this latest phase of operations involved exactly that kind of coordinated strike strategy. Missiles and drones were reportedly launched in large numbers towards specific targets across the Gulf. Such operations are designed to overwhelm defenses and increase the likelihood that at least some projectiles reach their intended targets. The strategic message behind these strikes was also emphasized in the IRGC statement. Iranian officials described the operation as a demonstration of their ability to strike critical infrastructure connected to American military operations. They argued that the strikes showed that U.S. bases across the region are within reach of Iranian missile forces. The announcement quickly drew reactions across the region and beyond. Military analysts began examining available data to assess the scale and implications of the reported attacks. Satellite imagery, radar data, and open-source intelligence are often used in situations like this to determine the extent of damage following missile strikes. However, gathering and analyzing such information can take time. In the meantime, the statements issued by the IRGC have already added another layer of tension to an already volatile situation. The Gulf region hosts a large network of military installations used by the United States and its allies. These bases play a central role in maintaining military presence, conducting surveillance, and supporting operations across the Middle East. When such installations become targets of missile and drone strikes, the implications can extend far beyond the immediate damage. They influence military planning, diplomatic relations, and regional security dynamics. The strikes on Al-Dhafra and Ali al-Salem, as described by the IRGC, highlight how strategic infrastructure has become central to the confrontation. Radar systems, drone facilities, reconnaissance aircraft installations, fuel depots, and runways are all critical components of military power. Disrupting these elements can have ripple effects across operational planning and regional security strategies. For now, the full consequences of the reported strikes remain uncertain. But the announcement itself has already captured global attention. Across the Middle East, military forces remain on high alert. Governments are closely monitoring developments. Analysts are studying the available evidence, and the world continues watching closely as tensions in the region evolve. What began as another phase of missile and drone operations has now become one of the most talked about developments in the ongoing confrontation. Whether these strikes mark a turning point or simply another chapter in an escalating conflict remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. When radar systems, fuel storage facilities, drone hangars, and runways at major military bases become targets of large-scale missile operations, the strategic stakes are extraordinarily high. And the ripple effects of such events can shape the security landscape of an entire region. Stay tuned for more updates as analysts continue examining what happened at Al Dhafra Air Base and Ali Al Salem Air Base, and how these reported strikes could influence the next phase of the confrontation across the Middle East.